Hey, you fish freaks. Welcome to episode number 149 of the KFO show, Kayak Fishing Obsessed. I'm Daren with Windle Fishing, co-host Wyatt Hammond riding shotgun. And tonight we're talking about the reality of kayak fishing with a guy who spent a lot of time right in the middle of it, Abby, and I'm going to butcher his last name. I probably should have asked him that while I was in the green room. Do you know what it is, Wyatt?
Abbondanza.
Abbondanza. There we go. I love it. Abby's become a familiar name in the tournament scene, traveling around the country, competing against some of the best kayak anglers in the game, earning a few of those coveted blue trophies along the way. Most recently, a second place finish on the Susquehanna. And so tonight, we're going to break down that tournament just for fun. But more importantly, we're going to use Abby's experience to pull back the curtain on what competitive kayak fishing is actually like, right? The money, the travel, the prep, pressure, technology, sacrifices, bad days, great days, and everything you don't see when you're just looking at that leaderboard. But first, a quick word from our sponsor, Kayak Bass Fishing. If you've been thinking about qualifying for the KBF National Championship on Lake Guntersville this November, it's not too late. September is the last month you can qualify through the KBF monthly tournament. So get signed up, get on the water, give yourself a chance to punch that ticket to Guntersville at kayakbassfishing.com. Wyatt, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. I'm all trying to get one of my buddies. He's gonna sign up for that next month. He's gonna sign up for the monthlies, and if he can come in the top 50%, he'll be with us at Guntersville.
Is it top 50%? I should probably know this.
I thought it was. I think top 25 in May is top 50.
Is it? Got it. Top, yeah, because mayhem. Yeah, I basically up here in Ohio, like if you're in February and you catch like one bass, you like qualify. So I tried to, but it's ice, so you gotta like catch it through a hole with your kayak. So, oh man, you've had a good week, man. I haven't talked to you all week. It's been busy, busy week.
Working and then been out on Murray again. If I have a day off, I'm on Murray.
That answers the question. Wyatt still has his job, but definitely still fishing. All right. Yeah. We will talk a little bit about our week throughout the rest of the podcast, but I got Abby over here in the green room. So let's go ahead and bring him to the show. Abby, how's it going, brother? How you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. How's your week been, brother?
Good. Real good.
I like it.
Yeah, busy. Busy as always.
Yeah, you just got done. Congrats on your recent second on the Susquehanna. Is that correct? I got that right?
Yeah. Thank you. That was a great tournament. Even taught Wyatt how to fish a river.
There you go. Nothing to say about that, Wyatt?
It was interesting. I hate the Susky. I've always hated the Susky. Could never figure it out. I finally went out there and Abby was like, "Here, throw this, follow me around, cast it what I cast at." it took a couple days, but I finally started to figure it out a little bit.
We just gave him a crash course, 101 crash course on the Susky.
Oh man, I like that. I know Wyatt's given me crash courses before, so that's definitely valuable when you have people in the industry willing to share a little bit of their knowledge. So yeah, I love it. So Abby, for someone discovering you for the first time, right? Who are you, and how did kayak fishing become such a big part of your life, man?
Well, so let me just back up to my previous life. Basically, I was a full-time musician.
Okay.
I'm a lead vocalist. I am a country artist. So I actually just released my my latest single. Literally last Friday on the 21st. It's the first
time.
Man. Thank you. It's the first time I've been back in the studio since about 8.5 years, 8 years, something like that.
Oh. So
I got a video out on my YouTube page and then released a song on all the streaming platforms. And so I got into, nobody in the fishing industry except, a handful of people knew that I was in music. That was I kind of kept it quiet. Ryan Lambert was the one who outed me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like an artist at all. Usually if you're an artist, you want everybody in the world to know that you do what you do.
Yeah, so. Well, coming into the fishing side, I didn't want that brand of, well, here comes another musician trying to make it as a fisherman. I kind of wanted to come in and prove myself and make a little bit of noise first, and then marry the two. So I after winning Angler of the Year last year, I figured okay, now it's time to bring that all together.
Yeah.
So that's what this video and this song is literally for, to bring my two worlds together. Because I still do currently play about 30 shows a year.
Oh.
And actually, Wyatt was just at one of my shows not too long ago.
Yep.
All right, Wyatt, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or like halfway. What do we got?
You
Thumbs up.
You good. Yep.
I love it. No, I was at ICAST, and I think you were singing at ICAST, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, for Bubba. Yep.
There you go.
We're gonna teach you the words to Simple Man though if you keep coming down to the South.
I know the words of Simple Man.
So, Abby, where could someone find this single? What's like?
Just Abby Abbondanza.
Yeah.
Abby Abbondanza on wherever you listen to your music at, iTunes, Spotify, and then Abby Abbondanza Fishing is my YouTube where the full video is.
Okay,
And,
I guess I'll have to go. I have to go listen to it.
Yeah, it's I've actually had the song for 8 years, and my buddy is the lead singer for Parmalee, and Matt Thomas, and Matt and I have fished a good bit together, and we kind of hit it off outside of the music. And he's like, "Man, I got some songs." He goes, "I'll send them to you." We actually, when I was still doing the band, we actually cut 2 of those songs, and Here Come Them Girls was one of the other songs and I wanted to cut it, and I got outvoted. So hindsight 2020, I'm glad that happened because now I got to cut it on my own, and it's vocally, it's probably the best song I've ever cut in the studio.
Okay.
And so I've been really happy how everything turned out. And I think there's an essence of, I don't care what happens with it. Do you know what I mean? It literally wasn't to get another record deal. I've been through 3 record deals. It wasn't to do that. It wasn't anything but to marry the fishing and the music together. So people knew my background, knew who I was. And so that is basically a little introduction about me when people come see me on YouTube. That was the first thing I put on my YouTube, besides some shorts leading up to it. And, I know YouTube's hard to build and everything. I got 136 followers now. So I know it's a long road, but
It's a long, grueling, lonely road.
Yeah. But, I got that since last Friday, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, congrats.
And,
Why 8.5-year hiatus? That's the first thing that came to mind.
So, I've been a part of a band, 2 bands. The band back in the day from 2008 to 2009. I was a front man for a band called the Poverty Neck Hillbillies, and we signed a major label deal in 2005 to 2008, and then we broke up in 2008 actually, and then the label re-signed me under my solo, just under Abby Abbondanza, and I cut a record on that, and that went for 3 years, and then I put the band back together minus one guy, and so then we went under the name of THW, which is short for the Hillbilly Way, and so I cut those 2 songs that Matt gave me under THW, and he gave me, like I said, he gave me that song. It's been about 8.5 years. And I called him out of the blue. I said, "Hey man, we were talking about fishing," and I just called him like 3 weeks before I decided to go and cut this, because they just got another number one single, and I called him, congratulated him, and 3 weeks later I called him. I said, "Hey, you remember that song, Here Come Them Girls, you gave me?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "You gonna cut it?" And I said, "Yeah, as long as you're cool with it still." And he's like, "So I gave it to you." He said, "You'll kill the vote on it." So he was more than happy to give it to me. And so I called my producer. I literally went to Pickwick for the team series with Jody, and then had to go to Sandy Cooper for the Bassmaster tournament. And en route from Pickwick to Sandy Cooper, I stopped and cut it.
Oh, nice.
I called my producer, and I said, "Hey, I got a day and a half of travel time." I said, "I can stop and cut that song." And he's like, "I'm in, let's go."
I like it. Well, there you go. I love getting to know a little bit of the person we're going to, of course, we'll get into the fishing and we'll talk about, the theme of the show.
Yeah.
I always love just hearing a little bit something different about the person.
Well,
So now you get an idea a little bit of who Abby is now.
A lot of people now know about the music, but I don't think they knew the depth of it.
Sure.
That I've had some record deals and, man, we used to do 280 plus shows a year.
Dude, that's insanity. That's like on the
yeah.
road. So you being on the road, this whole kayak fishing tournament thing, you're like, oh, this is just like second nature. I've been doing this all my life.
Exactly like that, except I don't have a driver, which I hate. I had a bus driver back then.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that in just a moment. Real quick, Angler of the Year last year. For those who have no clue how to get Angler of the Year, what did you have to do in order to earn that?
Pray a lot.
A lot of lost.
Wyatt and I were just talking about this not too long ago. There was so much that had to happen for that to go down. Ewing was in a running. He needed 11th place or better, and he would have got Angler of the Year last year. And it came down to the last tournament, Toledo Bend in Texas, and I had to get a fourth or better. Ewing had to get an 11th or better, and Jake Anglis was right there with me. And Jake and I got a fourth that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Ewing got a 13th, and then so that canceled that out, and that everything was good there. Well, then I found out that I was tied with Jake with points.
Okay. Then what
so
happened?
The tiebreaker is your best three tournaments total inches between all three tournaments.
Okay.
And he actually had me beat, but the problem was you can't do a tiebreaker with a 1-day tournament. When Champlain, he actually was higher than me in Champlain because of the 1-day cancellation.
Got it.
So it has to be a full tournament for it to count.
Wow.
In a tiebreaker situation.
So basically, you're just accumulating all these points from different tournaments.
Yeah.
And so at the end, you just calculate all the points based off the system, and it was close. I mean, like real close.
It came down to like one fish. Didn't it come down to a fish?
Yeah, literally
single fish.
On day two. Yeah. My last fish I caught was a 21.5-inch largemouth. And it's funny because I didn't really scope. I won Angler of the Year last year, literally throwing a chatterbait, nothing else. And I had my scope down for some reason, my live scope, and I was back in this creek, and I was turning around to come back out. And as I'm turning around to come back out, there was a hump in the middle that was, it came up to about 9 feet. It was about 12 feet all around, but it came up 9 feet right there. And there was 2 stumps on it, and I seen 2 big fish. So I literally just went like this behind me as I was turning around,
Right.
So I would start reeling it when I turned around, and it must have ate it when it dropped.
Yeah.
On the fall, and because when I turned, I thought I had the stump. Then all of a sudden, this fish shoots straight up out of the air, and
you just cast over your shoulder.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, that fish came off the hook when it jumped the last time, and my net was on my lap sideways.
Yeah,
and I literally just took my net and pushed it out like that.
Bro,
and it landed right in.
Angler of the Year, folks, right there.
Yeah. So it's not all glitz and glamour.
It sounds like it was meant to be. I mean, cast over the shoulder, thought you were caught on a stump, thing jumps, it's gonna get gone. If your net wasn't where it was, if it was in 99 different other places. But hey,
so let me tell you what Jody did to me the night before. What's in Toledo Bend. So we were fishing this one area. It's where I fished day 2. Well, the night before the first day of the tournament, Jody goes, "Hey man, I know you're gonna hate me." He goes, "But do you trust me?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Look at this place over here," and he shows me a whole nother creek arm, but it has about like 5 branches of creek arms and full of docks, like deep docks that we were fishing. And he said, "Man," he goes, "I know we didn't fish it." He said, "But look at all this stuff. It's all the same stuff, and there's a lot of it." He goes, "I think we ought to start there." And I was like, "Okay." At 10:30, Abby did not have one fish.
Oh, thanks, Jody.
So Jody had a limit. I did not. And this is literally what happened to me. I was tying another chatterbait on, and as I was doing that, I floated into the bank, and so I just happened to look down and see something moving, and it was a big crayfish. It's probably about 6 inches long, and it was like almost black looking. It was so dark green pumpkin, and it had bright red claws.
Okay.
I mean, like they were just like dark red, like bright. And I was like, huh. So I cut what I put on, cut it off, put a black jackhammer on, and I put a fire crop razor shad on.
Okay,
I caught 19 fish in the last 3 hours.
Because you were floated into the bank and saw something you weren't looking for.
Yeah. And
I love it.
So I ended up having like I think I was sitting in like 18th or 20. I think it was in the top 20, like somewhere around 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I had like 86 inches. It was fishing tough that day for everybody. And day 2, we go back to where we actually practice and found fish. First 15 minutes of the tournament, I had 3 really good fish, like a 19 and a half, a 19, and I think a 17 3/4, something like that.
Okay, first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, it was good, and I caught that other fish around 11:30, 12 o'clock, and that was literally the last fish that would call for me. I caught some other fish after that, but they were small.
Yeah,
and but that was literally the last fish that filled out my limit. I actually called that. I think I called like a 13 or 14 inch fish, but that 21 and a half was the key because I beat him in the tiebreaker by 20 inches.
Okay, there you go.
And, so I had already congratulated him because I thought Jake won. I gave him a hug. I said, "Congratulations, man! Great year." And Steve calls out my name, our 2025 Angler of the Year.
Gosh. Jake's probably scratching his head like, what happened?
Yeah,
a lot of rules,
confused.
right?
Yeah, we were both confused, and we both didn't know that the 1-day tournament didn't count.
Right?
Well, in a tiebreaker situation.
Got it.
Yeah,
that's like a subsection of subsection rules that most people won't ever get to. But
how many times does that come down to that? Like that,
Yeah, not
usually the points are really close every year, but for it to come to that, it was pretty intense.
Why? Where were you in these standings?
I would think I was like 20th or something yet last year.
Not good enough.
Yeah, Susky got me last year.
Well, it's not going to get you anymore. So
if I told him he better take a 10th place check and frame it and put it above his thing because that was a major accomplishment for him.
I like it. So Abby, we're going to start getting into the kind of the meat of the show around the theme a little bit. Really quick, do you remember the moment you realized, hey, I might actually be pretty good at this fishing thing?
Here's the funny thing about this. It's come full circle for me. So I didn't start full-time fishing until I was like 50, 51.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 9 years old, and they asked me what I wanted to be in school, and I told them I wanted to be a professional fisherman. My mom just found the paper that I read.
Oh, really? I love it. You get that framed.
And she's going to frame it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And, I never played a stitch of music, anything, until I was 27. So that I thought I was going to play baseball. I got a full ride to Penn State for baseball. I thought I was going to be playing baseball until I was 35, and hurt my arm. And I did hurt my arm after my freshman year. I was actually at the Pirates free agent camp, and I was a pitcher, and I ripped my ulnar nerve. So that was short-lived. And then got into music when I was 27. Never sang a note in my life. Never played an instrument. And 4 years later, had a major record deal. It was just weird how it all happened. And,
you're doing everything like later in life. Most people do the record deal earlier. Most people go professional fisherman earlier, and you're like, Hey man, I'm just a little late to the game, but I show up strong. Watch
Yeah,
out.
I think it was 32 when we signed our deal, 32 or 33 when we signed our deal.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, it's just it's funny how life, so I went to the boat side after the band broke up. And I got back into fishing because we were just touring so much I didn't have time to tournament fish.
Right.
And so I got back into the boat side and I was fishing the X Series out of Ohio in New York, and did pretty well. I had, I started working with Z-Man probably 9 years ago now, and then Adam Milstead came to me one day and he's like, dude, why don't you come over to the kayak side? I was like, kayak? And my only experience in a kayak was horrible.
What was it?
It wasn't a fishing kayak. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't your XTR you're rolling in now. What was it?
It was a rental. I don't even know what it was.
That was the worst. With the built-in foot things. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a rental that you climb in. Your feet are in the kayak. I made 50. I don't even know if it was Sun Dolphin, but I made 50 yards and dumped it.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I literally dragged that thing off to the side and took it back up to the rental. I said, yeah, I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
So that was my only experience as a kayak, in a kayak. But he met me. He said, well, come down the lake. He goes, I have he had Jackson Big Rig. Okay. So I got it nabbed and pedaling around. He goes, stand up. And, I was standing up and I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. I could do this.
Yeah.
And so I went a week later. I had a Hobie 180.
Okay.
I went and bought a Hobie 180. Then upgraded 2 months later to a 360. Okay. And just a deal happened. It was a good deal, and I just jumped on it. And Hobie was not the kayak for me. I'm way too big for a Hobie, and I had back problems to begin with, and that seat being so low and my knees up above me, it just never worked out. And motors weren't allowed back then, when I first started, so it was all pedal. And then from there, I went to a native Titan, and that was night and day, night and day. And I worked with native for a couple years, and then for 2 years, and then I started talking to Hans, and Hans like, I'm building this boat with you in mind, like a guy like you, your size and everything. And that was the XTR. He said, are you willing to come over to the? I'm sorry.
No, are you gonna be upgrading to the 140p?
Oh yeah. I actually had a little bit of input on that, designing that, because it was made for basically a tournament angler, and so yeah. Hans said, would you be willing to come over to the Bonafide side? And I was like, absolutely. So got in that XTR, and it was like heaven. That thing, I still have qualms about going to the 140, even though it's an awesome boat. It looks like an awesome boat. I literally love my XTR.
No, I hear you.
I mean,
it's my primary.
You have one too. I mean,
it's my primary. Yeah. People always ask, hey, what's your favorite kayak? I review a lot of them, but keep in mind which one stays with me, which one's my primary. It's most comfortable. Yeah.
Well, look at that day we were on
all three of us were out fishing. Yeah. At the name of the lake that shall not be named.
Oh, well, sorry. Harris.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's like Bassmaster Lake X.
Lake X. Yeah, we were cruising over some wind and some waves.
You can edit that out.
It's live. So I don't edit. I don't have time to edit podcasts. Oh gosh.
Yeah. And so I mean, that thing, I've had that thing in Erie, in 4-footers, and never felt unsafe once.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's look at the sides, they're so low. It's not. Unless one, you don't take waves to the side. Right. Take them head on the bow.
Well, you will if you don't know how to maneuver through them.
Well, you're not supposed to, is what I'm trying to say. Right. Yeah, 100%. All right, let's switch over. We're already at 27 minutes. This is fun. I love getting to know you a little bit more. But let's talk a little bit about the meat of the show when it comes to tournament angling. Let's peel back the onion a little bit. So, what does your tournament schedule look like in a typical year? Like, how many events are you actually fishing, Abby?
I think last year I did 17 or 18 total.
Okay, so break down people. It's not like Abby shows up and goes fishing and turns around and goes home. Like, walk through a typical, let's say, Bassmaster event. Like, how early are you showing up? What
I'm usually
prep are
getting
you
there.
doing
I'm usually getting there at the latest on Sunday. So you're allowed to
for the
start fishing
tournament
on
the
Saturday.
following week?
Correct. Yep.
Got it.
I'm unfortunately I am too far away to go and just pre-fish somewhere, before the date, before the line's on, or I'm sorry, before you're not allowed on the water. I live in Pennsylvania, so most of the stuff's down south. So it's really challenging to get down there and fish, and for me, so I am fishing full time. This year was the first time I didn't go to the Wolf and Fox, which I'm
Okay.
kind of wishing I would have. I know I don't have a shot at AOI this year. I was sitting in 10th leading up to that tournament. I think Drew and Jake are going to bump me, so I'll probably be around 12th to 13th, something like that. But then this year the championship counts towards AOI, so you won't know where you land until it's all said and done.
Yeah.
For the year. But if I'm in the top 15, my deal for me is being consistent. I would rather be a consistent angler than win one here and there or place here and there.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in check range, or just out of check range. I try to be in the top 25.
Okay.
That's my
your
goal.
goal.
That obviously I want to win, but if I'm in the top 25, that sets me up for a good year in points.
You're happy with your performance. You're not.
I'm happy with my
bummed out.
performance. I'm being consistent. Your name's being thrown in there a lot. People are seeing your name, and let's face it. With kayak, the kayak side, it's not like the elite side where they're doing this all the time. And so where they're talking about it streaming, and hopefully we're going to be streaming here soon from Bassmaster, from what I understand, and that's going to be an excitement for anglers to grow, as an angler, for recognition. So you want followers, you want people knowing who you are, because it makes you more appealing to sponsors.
Yeah.
It's no different than somebody has a YouTube channel. You are more appealing to partners when you have a big following. So my deal hasn't been the social media really, but I've kind of put some effort into it here in the last 60 days, and I'm seeing the results of it. I think on Instagram I've gotten about 1,100 followers in the last 2 weeks. So
it's actually pretty good in 2 weeks, bro. Seriously.
Yeah. It's I think the song has had a little bit to do with it. This was the whole point of me mentioning it.
Use whatever you got, whatever advantage you have in this world to grow your business. Freaking do it.
Well, I'll tell you, Alex Rudd and Bailey Everett said to me down at ICAST, "Why are you not utilizing the music in the fishing?"
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like rung the bell for me. I was like, okay, I looked at it as two separate entities, but it was probably good that I did merge them, because now it's bringing my music fans over to the fishing side, and so now I'm gonna do some stuff for the music side to keep them engaged, and but country music is outdoors. I mean, people
it's synonymous with fishing. Come on, I love country music when I'm fishing, driving to go fishing, coming home from fishing. It's country music. It's on.
And I was more adamant about being taken serious as an angler than I was about a country artist coming over to dabble in fishing. That's the brand I didn't want to be branded.
All right.
And
I have a question for you, Abby. I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit, because I was thinking about this earlier today. Full-time kayak anglers, I am sure it's like everyone's dream when they're 8 years old, when their mom asked them what they want to do for a living. Like, I want to go fishing. I want to fish for a living. But like nuts and bolts of this thing, is it possible for the everyday angler to like just go fishing, and if you're good, you can make money with the sponsors and with the checks that you win from time to time? Is it possible, or do you really have to like have a life that set you up for that, or have some type of like passive income, or have a job and do it at this level? Like, because you know a lot
I
of
mean, I had a
people
job when
who
I
do
started.
it.
I had a full-time corporate job when I started,
Yeah.
and I cut some checks here and there, and I won Logan Martin on Hobie.
Hmm.
I took fifth at the Susquehanna on Hobie, um, but they were far and few in between. I mean, they weren't. I did. I'm sorry. I did take third place at Kentucky Lake in a Hobie tournament. I think I cut three. Top tens, top fives, whatever, in Hobie, and but that's yes, it's hard when you have a
Is it
full-time
hard,
job.
or is it like impossible? Why you chime in
No,
here
it's
too?
not. It's not
I think
impossible.
it's
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 not
it's pretty
impossible
up
because
there. Like,
I'm the proof of that. It's not
yeah.
impossible. You know, I when I lost my job, my corporate job, and I'm in oil and gas stuff, and I lost my corporate job in the first 2 days of COVID. 23 of us lost our job,
Mm.
and so that later that year, I just said to my wife, I said, you know what, I'm just going to start a consulting company, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So I could do my work from the road.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where I'm at, and so I kind of set myself up for that kind of life to be able to travel and do this. And so far, so knocking on wood, it's worked out. And being consistent is the number one thing for me. I, you know, I'm sure Wyatt will tell you I'm a planner. Like he's been staying with us the last few times. I plan all the houses. I take care of all that for the Airbnbs and everything. I make sure we have parking. I make sure I'm just built like that. And so I've had a marketing background because of the band. I did a lot of the marketing for the band before we got our major deal.
Hmm.
I had $180,000 a year coming in marketing,
Mm.
for the band. And so I kind of learned the sponsorship thing through the music.
Sure.
And, that kind of parlayed over into and I get asked all the time, how can I do this? There's one simple answer to that. Do what you say you're going to do.
Mm.
And don't look for handouts. It's what you can do for them. Like I seen people crash and burn doing this all the time. They want to know, they don't care. They want to know how you're going to sell their product for them,
Yeah.
and how are you going to market their product, and how are you going to drive business to them. And that's the mentality you have to have going into this. It's not about, well, hey, I can get you some, I'll do a post every 3 months. No, I don't care if they only ask me for a post a month, and most of them do. Sometimes two. I'm doing above and beyond that.
Sure.
Just because I love the partners I work with. I've been with them for a long time. I've been with Z-Man for 9 years. I've been with Bubba for 5. These are all on. I'm more about I can call these guys, all my sponsors. I can call them and talk to them like they're a buddy.
Hmm.
And I think that's part of the sales. I've had in marketing and everything and business development. But you know, at the end of the day, it's about relationships, and you have to build that relationship and trust and show them what you can do. And I didn't get money the first couple of years I started doing this.
Yeah.
I built a resume basically.
Yeah.
Got some credibility with the wins and some top fives, and Angler of the Year helped last year. That was a major help. But I'm not a social media guy. I have been because of the marketing, but I'm not a big influencer. I'm a tournament guy, and if they're sponsor me, it's because I'm a tournament guy, and that's how I'm helping sell their product. like Jody and I had the first 2 XTRs on the water, and I bet you we probably sold about 30, 40 of those just from people seeing them at Bassmaster events when they first came out.
So,
And
question, switching gears a little bit more, is there anybody in the kayak that you guys know, kayak fishing industry, that kind of does it full time based off of the merits just of kayak fishing and winning and sponsors without having any type of side job or something to do in the weekend, just like 100% kayak fishing?
Jody,
if you take out, well, I mean, if you take out retirement and social media, so like, you take out the Arleys and Jody, like people that are retired, and you take out the social media only, Christine and G and those guys. I don't think anybody is solely like only living off their tournament winnings.
Yeah. I'm just curious. So here's a side question for you. Both of you compete at a high level. How would you describe the talent level at the top of kayak fishing right now?
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask my guy Canelli.
No, like for someone who I know you guys are like, oh yeah, it's tough. I need you to peel back the onion for those who are like, I'm a weekend warrior. I got to go to work. I got to go to bed early tonight because I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. And I fish maybe twice a month. Like,
I mean,
break it down.
Abby talked about it earlier. Like he drifted up to the bank, saw a crayfish that was black and red, changed lures, and started catching fish. Like you're fishing against people who are sitting there looking for that kind of stuff. Like you're not going against somebody throwing a wacky rig Senko down the bank. You're going against a guy who is sitting out there breaking down and analyzing every single little detail of the water, and you've got to try and beat that guy.
Yeah, I know we had Ewing Minor on last week? Yeah. And one of the things he talked about, something that don't get talked about a lot, is fishing clean. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, you know what? I interview a lot of people. I've had next week will be 150 anglers, some of the best, if not the best in the game. And I was like, you know what? That's a YouTube video right there. Interviewed 150 people. These are the trends of the top performing anglers, and this is what they do. They fish clean. They do pre-work. They show up the week early, right? They're not showing up the day before and just hoping for the best. So there's a lot of things to break down. I was like, this would be really great really great video. But no, go ahead, keep going.
Like you've got to have all your P's and Q's. Everything has to be awesome. Like, I mean, you can't lose fish. You can't break off fish. You can't miss details. You can't, do anything wrong in order if you want to compete against these guys. Like it's like,
and honestly, the Susquehanna, that's probably one of the hardest tournaments because those fish are like sharks. I mean, keeping one of those smallies pinned, up to the boat, you're fighting current, you're fighting a fish that fights 2 times harder as a largemouth, and those fish are just built different out there. And and fishing clean air is very, very key on having a good, successful tournament.
Yeah. I mean, like even Susky is a great example of just the difference and all of that. Like I was sitting there fishing behind Abby for 2 days and I was not catching anything. And he's throwing like 2 feet farther ahead of the riffles than I'm throwing and he's catching fish and I'm not. And going down, you start going down the grass lines and you throw it 6 inches closer to the grass line, you catch a fish. You throw it 6 inches out, you don't catch a fish. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of details that go into it.
There's a lot of time on the water to learn that. Rolling up to a tournament like that's not one to roll up to. The Susquehanna, I would say, out of all the tournaments we've fished, that's probably going to be your toughest tournament as an angler.
Why is that? Break it down.
Well, you're dealing with current, number one. You might be dealing with low water. You're pulling your kayak, so there's physical activity, and then you're floating. You got to watch what you're doing constantly. You got to kick your motor up.
A lot more than I do at most places.
Yep. And just because you're fishing behind them doesn't mean there's no fish there. I mean,
you gotta pay attention.
Wyatt saw that. you know, in the practice on that Thursday, I was showing him like about the fishing the grass and everything, and why I was fishing. Like I caught 98 inches that day in practice,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that there's little things, and he'll tell you I was throwing right up on that grass. Like I was trying to parallel it like 3 inches off the grass. You
Yeah,
know,
right in front. Yeah, it was interesting because we had Ewing on last week. It's like it's not just about the fishing. Like I'm literally looking at everybody else fishing around me and timing it out for that area that they just passed through to reset. I need to come back to that place in 30 minutes. I need to go back to that. Oh, he just went through there. I need to come back. And it's like he's gamifying the spots because it is a river. It's not like there's a whole lot of space. And the fish apparently the big ones where it's one. Typically, what, a 3-mile stretch? I was told. Is that what we talked about last?
Yep. Ewing and I were fishing the last hour. We were fishing together.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like he goes, "Hey, I want to save you trouble. I just fished that like 5 minutes ago." I said, "That's all right." I go down, go down. It was a little grass island, right at the end of the point. He's right to the left of me, and I caught him. I upgraded with a 19. Like, and he looked at me, he goes, just shook his head, and he goes, "You and that chatterbait."
I think I actually made mention of it on the show last week. Oh, I love it.
And but that's a perfect example. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because I fish different than he does.
Sure.
He fishes different than I do. So just because he didn't get a bite there doesn't mean I'm not going to get a bite there.
No,
You know, there could be a fish right there on the edge of that point. He just didn't see it and he didn't catch it. You know, and it didn't want what he was throwing. So, and that's a perfect example of it.
That happens a lot on the lakes I fish. You got a boater come in and cut me off. They'll kind of run through, and I was like, it doesn't mean a thing, right?
But it was funny though because him and I were doing exactly the same thing, just two different baits. Exactly the same thing.
He wasn't fishing a chatterbait.
No, that's what I mean. He was fishing another bait. We were doing exactly. We were fishing exactly the same pattern. The same pattern with the grass.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, doesn't matter because I'm fishing something completely different.
Right, but he was just fishing he was fishing a buzz bait mostly, where I was fishing a chatterbait. You know.
Also, at the end of the day, I know that boat runs in front of me. I got most likely have better casting accuracy than that person in front of me. I do it probably more than anybody else on the lake, and so I can put that probably a lot closer to where I want it than anybody else that rolls in front of me. And so this is this time on the water stuff that you get kind of muscle memory on. Next question for you guys. If you have a question for Wyatt or Abby or myself, go and throw that in the comment section. We'll go and get that answered for you. But who are a few anglers you see on the tournament roster and immediately think that guy or that girl is going to be a problem?
Jody, Abby, Ewing, Russ.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like what goes through your mind? You say those names, you're like, oh man, this is where this person's going to be a problem. This is where this person's going to be a problem.
Casey. Oh my God! Like, I have to dial it in. I gotta really pay attention to what I'm doing.
Abby looks upset or frozen. One of the two. Okay. He didn't like my question, or he's frozen. He's definitely frozen.
Very serious.
I know, he's like super serious. He's like, Daren, I didn't want that question. He'll be back in a second. Wyatt, question for you. How much do you keep like spreadsheets of how much you spend on the tournament? Or is it just like it's my life?
That's why he logged off, because his wife is going to watch.
Yeah, I know. He's like, well, hold up. Daren's starting to talk about how much these things cost. And oops, my internet went out.
I mean, it's in the 5 figures. I mean, you start going, like, obviously the entry fee, $260 for let's just call it bass. If it's bass, it's $260.
Okay.
And then all Airbnb, I usually stay with Abby and Jody and those guys, $250 again.
Yeah.
And then usually I'll gauge fuel out. I kind of like up to about $750 for fuel, like
per trip.
Yeah. Based on how
you're traveling halfway across the country, and then people don't realize once you get there, you're running
Yeah.
Sometimes
you're driving
hour-long
to the
lakes.
lake, to Bass Pro, to the registration, gas, go check somewhere else on the lake. Hey, I need new lures. Go back to Bass Pro again. Like, you're kind of just pinballing all over the place. So, I mean, it comes out like just the basic expenses, $1,500, $2,000, and then food you got
tournament.
to eat and everything while you're out there. Yeah, and then
You're looking at
all.
Yeah, HCB chemistry is over here. It's like I couldn't afford to compete, even if I wanted to. I love it.
I mean,
Abby may be back. I see him pop up in here, but I don't see his video on.
I mean, it's an investment. I mean, it helps to cash a check. That's why being in check range is so important for all of it. Just to help offset just the smallest amount if you can.
Yeah, and not only that, you have opportunity costs, right? So if I'm doing this for a week, I'm not working. So now you can't. Right. Not only are you spending $2,500, you now don't have the opportunity to make $2,500.
Yep.
And so that's a $5,000 net loss on a week of being away.
Yeah.
That adds up quite a bit if you don't hit a check here and there. And even if you do hit a check, it's not like they're wild and crazy checks at the kayak fishing level.
Yeah.
Like how much if you win bass, what is it?
I think the last one, at the Wolf and Fox was kind of like 80 people or so. So it was just $5,000. The Susky was like 9,500.
Okay.
So I mean, the payouts go a little bit deeper this year, which is nice, and they pay out big hourly big bass, things like that. So it took a little bit off the top end and kind of spread the butter a little bit more. But I think what was like I came in 10th at Susky, and it balanced out to paid for everything, paid for the trip.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got tax. So if you win $5,000, there goes 1,000. So you got four. You got four to work with. And even if you win first, like you're just up maybe $750.
Yeah.
So this is a loss. This is a loss game, right? And then you got wear and tear in your car, and you got it's
oil changes all the time. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I put 40 to 50,000 miles on the truck per year.
Per year?
Yeah,
bro. So every 4 years you need to buy a new truck. My gosh.
Yes. Yep. So I mean, it's a lot.
There's literally no money to be made.
No.
None.
It's a lot of wear and tear. It's a lot of wear and tear on you. It's a lot of wear and tear on all your stuff. Like, yep. You burn up reels. You burn up around the.
Did you go out to your truck, Abby?
I had to go out to my truck. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. My phone just shut off. Like
for those listening in, he's all dark right now. You can't barely see him. There's one shadow.
Truck, you will save a little bit of money on the Airbnb.
Yeah, there you go. So what you missed out on, Abby, we were just kind of breaking down like what it costs from travel to gas to wear and tear to mileage to Airbnbs and versus what you could actually win. And even if you win first, like you're not up a whole lot of money. And so you have to like consistently be towards the top to you kind of make this thing wash out.
I've kept a pretty good detailed expense sheet on that.
Ooh, okay. Break it down for us. Why gave us some like high level numbers, but if you have spreadsheets, bro, come on.
Yeah. So like it now, obviously Wyatt has a gas vehicle. I have a diesel vehicle. So I have the baby diesel, which I'm getting like 22 to 24 miles a gallon pulling my trailer. So I can make it to like for Florida, I can make it to Florida in 2 tanks. Where it might take somebody else 3 or 4 tanks. Yeah. But for instance, like Airbnbs, they're typically around 240 to 270 per stay. Yeah, that's per guy. Okay.
Right.
So then your tournament fee, which I'm going to start this by saying basically all my stuff is covered by sponsors. So all my expenses come out of my sponsor money. And, but I still keep a track.
Let's not pretend that's not work, right? There's deliverables, you got time. So it's money.
Right.
If time is money, you're spending money. Keep going.
Correct. So you got tournament fee right there, $265.
Yep.
You have, let's just say $250 for an Airbnb. Okay. fuel down and back, I would say 400. You know, let's just say a far tournament. You know, 400.
Okay.
And then you're eating during the week. You know, I'd say another $200. What am I missing?
Yeah. What are the things people don't think about that usually cost more money?
Oh,
than they think?
well, you never have what you never have what they're biting, so you have to go spend another $100 at the tackle shop.
I just want to go to like a tackle shop and just sit outside and just watch all the tournament anglers just come in.
Oh God, it's stupid.
Does it ever work out for you? Does it ever work out?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they were eating at Texas for me. I didn't have enough of it, so I had to go buy it. You know.
Okay.
And I never thought I'd be throwing fire craw in the middle of
no.
And late on, or that actually was, I think, the beginning of September, that tournament. It was like second week of September.
Okay.
And then so I mean, specific bite, Susquehanna, Wyatt can attest to this. I had one chatterbait, and it's only sold through Tackle Warehouse. It's their they come out with the Z-Man Mini Evo Elite. So it's a baby Evo, kind of like the Baby Jack, okay?
Yeah.
It literally I had one. And that's what I was catching all these fish on. I overnighted them from the river. Wyatt was with me. I overnighted them from Tackle Warehouse.
Yep.
They never even
came.
That
on the expense, $25 overnight.
They never even came?
Yeah, it never even came. I had to get shipped to me down to Texas because it came to the Airbnb 2 days after I left.
Oh my gosh. Overnight.
So that I don't know how I did it, but I never lost that I had that one chatterbait and I never lost it, and I used it the whole tournament.
That's impressive.
It literally had like 5 strands of silicone skirt on it when it was done. And but they were still eating it.
So on average, how much are you spending per tournament?
I would say somewhere around $1,000-$1,200.
Really?
Yeah.
Wyatt, you're more expensive.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I know. I'm more expensive.
Well, I mean, your biggest cost is your entry and your Airbnb.
Sure.
Then you add your fuel. Okay, so that's around $1,000 right there.
Sure.
Okay, on a far tournament, or not even that. It's about $850. So add food. I would say about $1,200 at the most.
Okay. And then
I don't think I've ever gone over $1,250.
All right.
But there's been times I've only spent less than that. You know, like 800 something. You know.
So how much money does it realistically cost to compete seriously for an entire season then? 15K?
For bass fishing, call it 4 or 5 of the events.
Okay.
What do we fish this year? 4 events?
But we fished 4, but there's 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 6 if you count Clearwater.
Yeah.
Or Clear Lake, I mean. But
$7,000.
Yeah, I say $6-7 grand.
Okay. No,
so
minus the $20,000 kayak.
Yeah. But
yeah, we didn't even talk about kayak fishing accessories and
I mean,
and this and that and everything else.
But if somebody wants to know what it costs to do the full-time deal, you know, that's what you're looking at.
Cost you.
But and all in honesty, though, you can get 2 sponsors to cover that, you know, if you do it right. And
most guys can't do it right. I have found in this industry, they don't.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Even if they know how to do it right, it's work. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like sponsors and just, hey, I got free stuff showing up to my door every day. There is a expectation that comes with that. It's a win-win relationship, but most guys aren't willing to put in. Most girls aren't willing to put in that time, so it always fizzles out. And but yeah, it can be done. I know people. You know, you do it. Your truck looks awesome, by the way. It's one of the best looking fishing rigs out there, in my opinion. That white with black, bro. Come on. If you haven't seen Abby's,
I purposely wanted the stormtrooper look.
It looks sweet. No, really quick, I had a question for you. It's completely unrelated, and since it's my show, I can ask unrelated questions. But on your XTR, when we were fishing Lake X, you had like this accessory on the side that held your catch board that you helped design. What in the world is that? Where is it? I want one because my board sits under my seat and it always gets in the freaking way. So what is going on with that? Is it available to the public?
That was actually my idea. So I got with Mark, the engineer at Bubba, and I said, hey, we're coming out with this bump board. You know, I worked with him I signed an NDA last December, like a year ago, and worked on it with the bump board and the net. And I said, hey, we're gonna need something to hold this board. You know, you're missing a sale opportunity here. Let's create something. And with the tools, you guys are like huge with tools. Yeah. Let's create something that holds the tools and holds the bump board.
Right.
And so I said, here's my idea. I sent him a picture, like I sketched something out, and he goes, I could probably 3D print that. Okay. So he 3D prints it, sends it to me. I said, this is beautiful. This works perfect. So we did get it passed to make. We're just waiting for the green light to put them in production.
That's what you're saying. And I should have stole it off your kayak when you weren't looking because it's not available yet.
It won't be available probably a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll have to wait.
It is coming. You know, we're gonna make the tool part different sizes. Because mine, I wanted to be able to hold my scale too, the Bubba Light scale. And I put my Bubba Light scale in there and hook it on right there so it doesn't come off. And I use pliers and scissors and and all kinds of stuff, and I put it all right there.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Completely unrelated.
I've had about 1,000 questions about that, by the way.
I'm sure. No, I mean the beauty of a fishing kayak. Everyone's like, I just want to make this my own. Everything needs to have a place, and when it does, life is beautiful, right? Because you can just reach for it. You know exactly where it's going to be. It's secure. And once you have that rig fully figured out, and the XTR is a beautiful platform to do it on, life just becomes real easy.
I'm huge on that too. I love my floor space. You know, I don't like having anything there. I like having my floor space open. So when Hans said, you know, we're going to put pedals in this one, I was like, that was like taking a knife to my heart.
There is something about having that giant deck space right in front of you.
Yeah, but there's the delete plate there when the pedals aren't there, so it's all going to work out.
Does the delete plate have a pad on it? It needs to. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it has a pad on, but you can buy a pad and cut it to the size, you know, of the delete plate. But yeah, I love that open space on the decking, and the X140. I mean, the XTR 140 is legit. I mean, it's built for speed. It's built to take bigger waves. The gunnels on the side are, you know, people were saying about being low, even though it doesn't matter. They made them high.
Yeah.
So they are higher, and yeah, I mein, I can't wait to get in. So I just talked to Hans the other day. We had a conversation about it, and we were talking about some new colors, maybe we possibly throwing around on it. Yeah. And so I said, well, if you're going to sample one here, do this one for me.
I like it.
And,
so we are at an hour. I want a couple of last questions for you. Wyatt, Abby, what's something in the tournament like realm that most people don't think about, right? I asked all the obvious questions. How much does it cost? Time, you're showing up early. You know, it's an investment, sponsors, the whole deal. But what's something that, Daren, you haven't asked this and no one ever does, but they really should, for someone who's like, hey, you know what? That's a dream of mine someday.
I mean, but like what's huge for me is having a group of guys that you travel with. Like,
really?
Like
a crew.
Like a group of people that you're there with. Like, hey, something broke on my kayak, can I borrow yours? Like, just, you know, just having all of that support out there. You know, I'll say it makes world of difference out there. For, you know, it's lonely to go out there and just travel around the country and just be out there by yourself. Some people like it, but I like having, you know, feels
Yeah,
good.
and having a good group of guys that you trust.
Yeah.
That's that think alike. As far as like this is
Helps
gonna sound
break
stupid, but
everything down too.
cleanliness. Being clean. Picking up after yourself. I don't want to be a mother hen when I'm in a
Airbnb, right?
Airbnb. But the Airbnb is under my name, so I got to make sure that everything's. I have a perfect rating on there, and I want to keep it that way.
Right.
And
but one doesn't just simply sign up for where do I go and sign up for the awesome people that I trust crew, the boys. And so you almost have to put in your time, right? And just get known, be known, develop friends, hang out, go the extra mile. Because you guys have been doing it for years. And you obviously have a group of individuals you kind of gravitated to. Is that hard? Is there like multiple groups typically at Bass? You go, oh, you got this group and you got this crew and you got this crew. You got this lone wolfers. Is that typically how it works?
The Susky crew up there whenever we went up there.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have that no matter what. Take for high school. There's different groups of friends. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of aspect. You gravitate towards people that, Jody and I became best friends because we love fishing. And not only that, he plays music too. He plays guitar and banjo. So we had a common bond there. And most of the time it's because of a common bond. Obviously fishing's the culprit of it. But, you find out I'm a lot older than these guys. Wyatt, you're what, 38, 37?
37.
37. I have 18 years on him.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys, Jody's a little bit older than I am, and I would say from 37 to 61 is our age group, and all in between.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we have a good group, and we know basically how everybody is in that group.
Yeah.
So it's easy to relax and get along with when you're away.
Yeah. No, I get it. Here's a question for you. I keep on switching gears all over the place because ideas come to my head. Be honest on this for me. How important is equipment at the highest level here? Right? Can a really good angler still compete out of a relatively simple kayak with no FFS at this level?
Yeah.
See, you say yes, Wyatt, but we were on Santee Cooper, and you also told me that the top 9 were using FFS. So I'm like,
So I mean, at the end of the day, most of those guys would probably still be up there without it. You ain't still gonna kick our ass without it.
Abby, you say no though, so
I do.
Unpack that.
Kayak, knowing your gear. I guys ask me this all the time, like, what do I need? I was like, you need to get in a kayak that you like, that works for you, and you need to learn that kayak and what it's capable of and what you can do with it, because that makes the world difference. When you go to a tournament and you're not comfortable in your kayak, for instance, you go on a Susky, that's a different world, and you get on there and you're not comfortable with current, you don't understand how to stop or because you just can't stop unless you have a power pole, unless you have, and there you pretty much want 2 power poles. And because if the water is up and it's moving, you're going to need to stop, or you're going to need to beat your kayak to measure your fish, or,
that was my first time with a Torpedo out there.
We won't talk about that. Some of us
I had the conversation with we were talking with Hank the other day. Every single one of those trophies behind me, except for Lake Murray, was without forward facing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we talked about kayaks. Now let's talk a little bit about forward facing. Now answer the question.
I won Angler of the Year last year on a chatterbait fishing 3 to 5 feet.
Sure, but you also told me that you caught
one time
that you saw. Well, you also won Angler of the Year with that one.
Yeah,
the
but
majority of them, I
that
get it.
that was just
You did it.
it was just one time, like
Okay.
you know what I mean.
I'm just pressing you guys a
Um,
little bit. I'm just curious because I'm like, okay, if I ever got into this, I'm have to dial in my FFS because I don't want to be the guy.
Yeah, it
where-
certainly helps. It's like so. At the end of the day, the whole thing comes down to putting your lure in front of the most big fish as possible. Forward facing helps with that. Can you still do it without it? Yes. So it takes a little bit more skill, a little bit more time. It takes a little bit longer to break down the water and figure out like what do I need to be putting where do I need to be putting my bait and stuff like that. But it still can be done.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing too. Like Wyatt hit on the head there with about big fish. Like you have to know that's the thing you have to find. What areas are holding big fish?
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be typical areas that are holding larger fish than others. You know, and it's for a reason. You got to find out what that reason is and adapt to it.
Sure.
And you know, so that is understanding your practice, understanding what you're doing. Sometimes you have to adapt day of tournament. I've had it happen. You know, they were eating a chatterbait this color and they weren't touching the other color. And then all of a sudden they're not eating my chatterbait that I was throwing. So I put on one of the colors I was using during the week that didn't work and they're smashing it. So whether it's an overcast thing or a sunny thing, you know, or even maybe the water staying up a little bit, or there's something there why they're not eating it. So you got to figure out what that is, and you got to figure it out quick.
Sure. No, I get it. I only asked those questions because I recently got FFS this past year, started using it. And what I've been able to do and with it and see, there's not a single person on this planet who can convince me otherwise that is not a massive competitive advantage. Period. There's not a
agree.
chance I would enter one of these high level kayak tournaments without it and expect it. I would never do it. 100%. 100%. All right, we're at hour 10. If you have any last question, throw them up on the board. We'll get them answered for you. Last question for you, Abby. I'm going to ask this one to Wyatt too. Both of you compete at a very high level. I respect the pants off both of you. After everything we talked about, finish the sentence right here. The reality of competitive kayak fishing is.
It's hard. It's a grind. There's gonna be days where you suck, and you got to be able to push through that. It's a mental thing.
I'll tell you something Mike Iaconelli said. Mike Iaconelli has a ton of respect for the kayak community because he just fished a Susky. I think he come in 30-something place, whatever. You know, he got back to the ramp one day. He told Jody, he goes, I got a lot to learn about kayak fishing. And that was a previous tournament, you know, but he respects us. He understands that it's a different kind of fishing, but there's good sticks here, you know, just like there are the elites. You know, there are guys that could go fish a boat, you know, and probably do well. You know, that's a big, now being off a boat onto a kayak and going back to a boat, which I've done, that's a different world again.
Yeah.
You know, because I am 10 times the angler I was on a boat than I am in a kayak. I'm 10 times the angler in a kayak because I learned to break down water. I learned how to read the water, and you can't do that from the boat the way you can do it from a kayak. You know, I can't get up on my 250 horsepower motor and zoom down the lake 6 miles.
Got it. Yeah. So you're like, either I'm going to waste a ton of time or I got to figure it out along the way.
Right. We can cover water with our motors, but not like that.
No. Yeah. We're moving at 5 or 6 miles an hour, but yeah.
Right.
I hear you.
Yeah.
If someone watches this and says, I want to become a competitive kayak angler, what would you tell them before they spend the money and jump into this world?
Just do it.
Yeah. Don't wait.
That's exactly what I did. I jumped in head first. I didn't even hesitate. Adam Milstead will tell you that. I literally jumped in head first. I'm a very competitive person in nature. Always have been. So I want to strive to be the best.
Yeah.
And am I going to be the best? No, but
I want to try.
But I'm going to try
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've caught a game-changing fish in the last 8 to 10 minutes of the tournament.
Just because
Almost literally, there's an ongoing joke in our house with my buddy John Klein that I pretty much every tournament last year I caught a fish in the last 8 to 10 minutes that changed my tournament, my place.
That's crazy.
But you fished. I caught Wyatt. Remember on the Susky last year, I caught 88 inches in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
On the Team Kayak Series that moved us from, I think we were in 4th at the time, that moved us up to 2nd.
Nice.
So yeah, you just got to grind it. It's a grind. You just got to, if you have good work ethic, I think this parlays into anything you do. If you have good work ethic and you're serious about it and you want to do it, some people just want to go out and have fun and just enjoy the camaraderie of it. That's great. Yep. I respect that. I'm going there to make money. I'm going there to cash a check.
I think the boys, I'm gonna step on your throat, even if you're my best friend.
Yeah, I said that. Someone said to me, I didn't submit my fish because I don't want you fishing harder. I said, let me tell you something. I don't care if I have 100 inches over you. I am going to step on your throat until you can't breathe and keep fishing and catch 110 inches to make sure that you can't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reality of it. I mean, you have to go to the last very minute of the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Wyatt, how about you? What's one thing you tell them before they spent the money and jumped into this world?
Same thing. Go for it. I'll say get with one of your friends that does it a good bit and has some experience, and just say go for it. I mean, it's fun. At the end of the day, it's fun. I'd say it's a blast going out there every single time.
And if you sit there and think about like what all I need this, you can get overwhelmed.
Oh, 100%.
You just got to jump in and do it and get what you need to start, and then add as you go.
Yeah, figure out as you go.
And
I think finding that group of friends to help that learning curve, right? That learning curve is can be very expensive, right? If you're taking 20 tournaments, figure out what you could have figured out in 6 because you had that group of individuals. Find that group of individuals is going to help you gain some yardage really fast. So that makes complete sense to me. Well, Wyatt, Abby, you guys are freaking awesome. We're an hour and 15, so we're going to land this plane. But Abby, really quick, what is coming up for you and where can people find you?
All my socials is Abby Abbondanza Fishing, including my YouTube. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but I don't really spend a lot of time on TikTok. But Instagram is and Facebook are where I mostly do all my stuff.
Still have your MySpace there?
Your playlist. His songs are on his
I didn't have
playlist.
Social media. That's an ongoing joke. Like band wise, we didn't have social media back then. There wasn't social media when we existed. So we did everything grassroots and grew it like a pebble in a pond theory.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, so yeah. So teaching an old dog new tricks is hard sometimes.
I like it. Wyatt, what you got coming on?
Got a Bassmaster Championship and then KBF Championship.
There you go. I'll see you down there in November. See both of you.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a good time. All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening in. Abby, thank you so much for just giving a peek behind the curtain when it comes to being a competitive kayak angler and just a little bit more about your life. So it was good.
Thanks for having me on.
We fished together. We stayed in the same houses together for a kayak adventure series. And so it's good to spend a little time just learning about each other. So thank you so much, guys. We will see you next Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast. You guys have a good one.